The Slam Pigs Podcast.
You're only looking mirrors. You're only looking mirrors tonight.
There you go, face deep in a camera, microphone.
Sunday night, September the 11th. It's, I don't know how to even say
Sad day.
Sad day.
What
We
a
are
good day.
live for us. Backlash Post Show 2016. They brought it back on the Slam Pigs Podcast, episode 27. Michael, here he is. How the hell you doing?
Great day for me today. I had a sports sandwich today. First day of football here in the States, American football, not that bullshit soccer that they like to watch in the UK. This is American football. Exciting day. Plus baseball going on, pennant chase. But unfortunately for this country, always a sad day, September 11th. Sad day in history, as 15 years ago today, the Twin Towers were knocked down.
Let's move on.
Would love to give our condolences to everyone who suffered through that and their families.
Yeah. Let's just breeze on past that. Not
Everyone
because
who
we don't
doesn't
wanna
know,
start the show off with
I am
that.
a patriot. So
Are
not
you
the
the Patriot?
I'm not Del Wilkes.
Oh, damn it. I thought you looked familiar.
Thank God.
Besides the fact that I've known you my whole
God,
life.
if I was Del Wilkes, I'd kill myself.
Yeah, easy. Del Wilkes was cool. Well, that wasn't Del Wilkes. That was Tom Brandy. I was about to say,
Yeah.
I met the Patriot at a
Yeah.
local indie show that Logan, our guest on the post show, Backlash Logan, how the hell are you, man? What's going on in your neck of the woods and future pro wrestling? What have you been up to? Welcome to the show.
We got to witness somebody in a nice segment with AJ Styles that I had an interview with, and I'm really glad that he got to be a part of that event tonight. And shout out to Brian Hardy on becoming a backstage audition or backstage segment with AJ Styles.
Now, which one was he? Was he the one with the not so flattering stomach? Well, there was two of them back there. That's why I asked.
He was the one that's blonde.
The guy with the long hair?
No.
So the guy with the not so flattering stomach. Okay. Now we
You
got.
are evil.
I'm not evil. I was just saying. That's how I tell. That's the first thing I noticed about the guy. I was like, wow, he's got a bit of a gut on him.
Will you stop?
And he's
Are
wearing
you going to start
and
already?
he was wearing undies.
I can't even throw it to someone to
Wait.
welcome him to the show at this point in the history of the Slam Pigs.
Well, he's
You're at
wearing-
the point where you just jump. You're like a shark.
What am I supposed to do?
It's like
I tell
Logan
it like
is
it
blood
is.
and you're a shark. And you
I
just
tell
saw
it like it is. I'm not trying to insult the guy. It's just what I noticed.
Well, I think it's awesome that his friend. You at least admit that's pretty cool.
But yeah, I was just asking which one it was. Why do I gotta always come off as an asshole just because I asked a question?
Well,
Broadcast-
I'm trying to keep things at a simmer, not a boil.
I'm
yet.
a
It's too
broadcast
early for a
journalist.
boil.
I have a right to ask questions.
Logan, man, that's awesome. How long have you known this guy?
Not long, but I just did an interview with him on YouTube and on Facebook. So,
Is he a good worker?
really good worker. Really good worker.
Well, before we go any further, why don't you go ahead? Why don't we go ahead while we're at it? Since we do it at the beginning of the show for once, not like.
Well, before we do that, I want more detail.
wanna pay the
I want to
bills.
know where I can find this guy's matches at. So
Well, I think I was going to let Logan plug his YouTube. But okay.
who does he work for? Is there a certain indie company he works for, or does he just travel around, or
Travel around, definitely travel
Okay.
around, I'm pretty sure.
so just kind of YouTube him and see if I can find some matches?
YouTube, he actually wrestled Ryback back in, I'm pretty sure, 2012 when Ryback was doing the squash matches.
Oh, okay.
Well, that is awesome. Definitely. Logan, where can everyone check you out on YouTube, on Facebook? Go ahead, fire away with your plug, man.
Facebook and YouTube, just search up the Future Pro Wrestling Entertainment. And, of course, if you need to private message me, you can private message me on that Facebook page. Of course, you can do that. And I'm glad I'm a part of the post show for the pay-per-views now with you guys. Well, not so much Michael, but what's that?
Here we go. See, I'm trying to have a nice civilized show, and people got to take little pot shots at me.
Well, I can't defend you on that one, Logan. You did kind of go right for the jugular. But hey, this is going to be interesting. These post shows from now on, there's definitely going to be some Ricky Morton fire. A lot better than Robert Gibson. Check us out on the Hibiki TMD at the Hibiki TMD on Twitter. Obviously, you're all checking out the YouTube channel right now.
Slam Pigs Podcast on Facebook. Check that out.
Yep. So, gentlemen, Backlash is come and gone. Coming away from Backlash, we have a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles. He did it, guys. AJ Styles can finally say he was the man in the big show. Guys, I'm sure we're all in agreement. We're happy. I don't know who I want to let start first. Well, I'm going to let our guest start first. What he thinks, and then you can take the floor, as I'm sure you will.
Whatever,
no
that's
problem.
fine.
Logan, what did you think of the main event? I thought it was a really good match. Probably Dean Ambrose's best pay-per-view match I've seen maybe ever. I don't know.
I came out of watching this main event starstruck by the fact that this was way better than the SummerSlam match between Dolph Ziggler. And I believe that AJ Styles has shown everyone that he belongs in the WWE, and it's a long time coming.
Definitely. Michael, I know you're happy because you're not a big Ambrose fan in general.
Well,
and I thought it was a flop. I thought Ambrose's run as champ was a flop.
It's not like you said. It's not that I'm not an Ambrose fan. I'm not a fan of Ambrose with the belt. I don't like him as champion. I like him more. I guess this kind of proved it because we did go for a little while there wondering why isn't he getting a push? Why doesn't he ever win a pay-per-view match? Well, now we've seen it. He's had his push. He's had his run, and it didn't take long for us to kind of get stale on him.
Yeah.
Ambrose has always been a good worker in my eyes. Not a great worker, good worker. Sets a good pace. Like I said,
Are you okay?
Yeah, I had a little burp there.
Okay.
Sorry, been drinking today, so
Yeah.
surprise. But
When I can say you're celebrating Styles' title win.
yeah, absolutely, I'm celebrating life. But as far as Ambrose goes, I still think he hasn't found the right character for himself yet. This lunatic fringe, it just doesn't work for me. I think he'd be much better suited in something else.
Well, I think it suits him. I just think that he's too silly. I think he could do it well. It's just sometimes it's like he's phoning it in, kind of.
That could be.
Logan, what do you think about Ambrose's run as champ before we get into where this is going to go, the match itself? Did you think it was a flop?
I don't think his reign as the WWE World Champion was a flop. I wouldn't necessarily say it was that. I would much rather say it wasn't what we expected it to be. We expected it to be like a Seth Rollins type reign or a kind of like a Roman Reigns reign. But the only problem was we got to also think of this. Dean Ambrose had the belt when the extension happened. The brand extension started, technically. And I feel like that kind of made it a little bit of an issue for Dean Ambrose because he had a lot more on his shoulders than when it was like a Seth Rollins and them.
Yeah, I think, for one, it's just the Ambrose doesn't fit the mold as a top guy in general for me. I never, even like you just said, I never even expected him to have that Rollins type reign. I thought if he would win it, he would be totally transitional. I guess I was kind of right, but I was really surprised he got a decent reaction tonight, both these guys. I was surprised how alive the crowd was for a SmackDown pay-per-view, honestly. I came out of this pay-per-view, I thought it was good. I thought it was better than SummerSlam in a way.
Well, this was the match to get excited for in this whole pay-per-view. I mean,
well, he's easy because
we'll
we got
to,
another title celebration tonight
we'll
to
get
into.
to that. But
right.
As far as I go, this was the match for me to get excited about because these are possibly the two best workers besides Ziggler on the show. Ziggler did not get to showcase himself at all at SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam. I thought you were going to say tonight.
No. I'm talking about at SummerSlam, and I think it really did him an injustice at SummerSlam the way that match went. But as far as besides Ziggler, these are your two best. Well, I think AJ Styles is the best worker on the show. But Ziggler
I think Styles might be the best overall wrestler on the planet.
could be. I mean, I
Honestly.
definitely put Rollins up there, a couple other guys. But as far as this match goes, I was excited about this match because I knew I was going to get a good match out of it. I knew a main event with Styles and Ambrose for the belt was going to deliver in some sort of way, if not just match quality, which is pretty much all we got. The only problem I had with this was like I told you off the air, there wasn't a whole lot of build up for this match. It seemed like Styles was still more worried about John Cena than this match.
And also,
so
like,
it kind of made Ambrose seem like a lackluster champion.
Yeah, we were saying earlier, this whole feud was based around a guy that wasn't even in the match. It was based around John Cena.
Yeah.
What does that say about Ambrose's reign? I think in a way, Logan, I think that Ambrose definitely has his ups and downs. His selling is a big issue for me. I think he sells terribly. I don't know what it, and that's easy for us to say
A
because
lot
we're
of
not
overselling.
trained. But just watching it, critiquing it, I don't like his selling. Obviously, we say time and time again on the show about the springboard crap, the thingy he does.
It's just
I don't
a
even
lot
know
of
what the hell to
a
call
lot
it.
of overselling.
But thank God he was in there with Styles tonight, because I don't know how many times did I say it during the match. Well, thank God Styles was there to take that to make it look good.
Yeah, Styles definitely made him look like $1 million.
My least favorite dive in wrestling is Ambrose's dive. I don't like his dive.
Styles even
but
made
Styles
that
made it
look
look good.
Yeah.
Logan, what's your overall take? I think right now, where does Ambrose go from here?
I think he gets his rematch, and I think they're going to put on a better match than tonight. Not saying it was a bad match tonight. I'm saying I think they're going to try to one up tonight, and I think they will. I feel like Dean Ambrose needs to stay in the picture because there's not a whole lot of big names for AJ Styles to feud with, because we all know Bray Wyatt and Orton is not done. And I know we're going to get to that later on, but I believe that Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles feud, it's gonna continue.
We'll see. I could definitely see a rematch happening at this point,
Well, yeah,
especially based on the match they had tonight.
Well, yeah, definitely is. And anytime, I'm a big believer, anytime the champ loses his belt, he should get his rematch. Whether it's at a pay-per-view,
Old school
SmackDown,
style.
whatever. I've always been a big believer in that. You should have a return match. They've always used that old school, like it's in my clause, it's in my contract. I have a rematch
We're
clause.
seeing a ton of old school being slipped back in, like the post-match interview in the ring.
Yeah, and the squash matches, of course. But yeah, I guess I do agree there. I don't see a whole lot of places, especially with Cena out of the picture right now. I don't see a whole lot of people for Styles to work with as far as baby faces. As far as SmackDown goes,
Could you give him Ziggler? Could you? For a pay-per-view?
Ziggler just lost tonight again.
That's true.
So it's
but he
hard.
lost at SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to see him ever get back in that main event picture anytime soon without a little bit of momentum. But, I mean, I guess somebody you could put, I don't know, who do you put Styles with that's a babyface on that show?
You could do like a left turn and do a build-up feud with Orton, and then Wyatt gets his payback just to build up the feud longer with Orton to make the fans want it even more, and have Wyatt cost Orton, but he's costing him on a bigger scale for the title, so that intensifies the feud. That's one way you could do it.
I guess that would
because
make
Randy
sense.
Orton is always a draw.
Yeah.
AJ Styles at the point where he's definitely, I don't know if you'd say he's a draw, but he's definitely credible.
He's the main event.
He is the main event. I know you're a big Rollins guy. That's your guy in the overall company, but I think I'm there with Styles.
I love seeing those two work.
Exactly, and the best is yet to come with those two. Especially now, Rollins is babyface. We got to talk about that this week.
Well, it's not really official that he's a babyface.
Yeah, but
He's
I saw an online video of him shaking hands with Sami Zayn at a house show.
That's a house show. It's
Well,
not on television.
I'm just saying.
We've seen that happen. Do we need to go over the curtain call?
But that being said, AJ Styles is your new heavyweight champion. It was a great match. What would you grade that match, Michael?
On
an
what?
A B C D scale.
It was probably give it a B plus, close to an A minus for me. I mean, there was one or two botches in the match.
Let's talk about the big botch.
The big botch was definitely the top rope botch there. I guess it was supposed to be a back suplex where Styles lands on his feet. That didn't happen. He landed on his knees awkwardly. Luckily, at least from what we're hearing so far, no serious injury there on that botch. But Styles sold it well, and you could tell that it was a botch. I don't know what was supposed to go on there in that move, but it definitely didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I do know one thing. AJ Styles, for his age and all his back injuries, he's tough as hell.
Oh, he took some stiff shots tonight. I mean, that
That one,
baseball slide.
Tilt-a-whirl into a backbreaker Ambrose
Yeah.
gave him.
And the baseball slide there when he was on the apron. That was stiff as shit.
Maybe the spot of the match because it was so stiff for me.
It was
maybe
very
the spot of
stiff. But, I
Look,
mean,
yeah, B plus.
yeah. What do you think?
I'd have to go with the B plus also. I don't know if it was. I don't know. Maybe an A minus.
Really good match.
Really good match.
Hopefully
The crowd was also into it.
yeah,
and
the
that
crowd
always
was
helps.
definitely popping for it.
Well, that leaves one at the table. Logan, what would you grade AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose?
I would grade it as an A because I think the match itself made it feel bigger than what it was. Going forward, I think we haven't seen the best out of these two in the future. I think like I said, I think No Mercy is going to top Backlash. So we will definitely see.
You think some kind of stipulation in that match, possibly?
I mentioned to my brother thinking, what if it was a steel cage match?
That would be good.
As long as it made sense, like
Yeah.
there would have to be something to make this, like when you have a cage match.
There was an
it's to keep
outside
pe-
interference in this, though.
Cage matches
Maybe
are
a
usually-
ladder match.
Yeah, cage matches are usually designed to keep people out of the ring. I think a ladder match, like you said, would probably make more sense for me. Maybe that or a last man standing and no DQ since Styles won with a dick kick tonight.
Yeah.
But
No holds barred, Zeus. Get
yeah,
right.
sorry, whatever you want to call it. That would probably make more sense for me than a steel cage, just because there's no outside interference.
But I think a cage match would be good under the right booking. You know, it's AJ Styles in a cage. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, but when you have matches like that in this day and era, you also run the risk of a lot of injury with the styles that people use today.
Logan, what would you say your overall grade is? Well, you said an A. So, my bad. I don't even know where I'm at.
God,
It's been a long pay-per-view for
what's wrong
me.
with you?
It's been a long day in general, a long week.
Christ.
I don't know.
So we're all in agreement that this feud has not ended yet.
Yep.
Definitely around the table. So should we move on to the other another championship that I wouldn't say changed hands, but we have new tag team champions this evening.
This is where you get your feels on. This is where you feel good in the show. Heath Slater! Woo! And Rhino. Your favorite.
Oh.
Your favorite childhood favorite, Rhino.
Good God.
Beat the Usos, who turned heel since we last had our last episode.
Finally.
You know what? I got to give it to the Usos, man. They look great. I think being heel is going to suit them a lot better. Don't know about the bright white sneaks, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not liking the case.
But I like that the face paint's gone.
Yeah.
And that's also a good segue before we get into this title match. You want to talk about your little project you got in the works real quick, Michael?
My little project.
What's going on for the Hibiki TMD, a new series?
There's going to be a new segment, guys, starting this week. I'm calling it the Slam Pigs Countdown. Basically, I'm going to do a top 5 every week on whatever topic you, the listeners, choose. If you don't have a topic for me that week, I guess I'll just have to pick something. But I already did one. I already have one recorded, ready to go, of my top 5 Backlash matches of all time. That's going to kick it off. Actually, I think this week it would be good for maybe Travis to have picks on my next top 5 just to get it going. What do you think this week for my top 5?
Well,
Since you were talking about face paint.
yeah, I thought about this a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess I get first dibs.
Yep, you get
On
first
your-
dibsies.
After, the Backlash episode, but the next episode, I'm requesting the top 5 worst face paint of all time in wrestling.
Okay. Top 5 worst face paint
And that
jobs.
is a thinker.
That's a thinker. That's definitely interesting, though. I think everybody will like that one.
Logan, who has the worst face paint in the history of pro wrestling?
The Usos.
Wow.
That's initially what I said watching the match. Like, I'm glad it's gone. It was one of the worst ever. Yeah, it was bad. It was neon.
I got
Didn't
some
make
other
sense.
ones in mind that maybe people might have forgotten about, but it's definitely going to be.
But you're going to make them remember.
The Usos might make my top 5. It was pretty bad.
So definitely looking forward to that. Check it out on Big TMD this week. Slam Pigs Countdown with Michael.
Yeah, why do you have to say it like that?
I don't know, because I'm excited about AJ Styles being the new champion.
So that makes no sense.
And who are we sponsored by tonight, Michael?
Sponsored, as always, by Natty Bo.
Well, you are. I'm sponsored by Mother Earth and herbal supplements. But that being said, let's move right along.
Any under 18 listeners do not
There's
follow.
none. There's none.
Do not follow the influence of Travis.
There's no under 18 listeners. You shouldn't be listening, for one. If you're listening, we appreciate it, but go to bed. You have school in the morning.
What? By the time you post the show, it's not like it's late at night. What are you talking about?
Well, whenever you're listening to it, we say naughty words.
We're not live streaming yet. We haven't gotten there yet. We're working on it.
Tag team title match. Let's get right back on track. Heath Slater, baby, and Rhino. After a great, hilarious build-up. Heath Slater's so over. 1 year ago, if I'd have been sitting here telling you Heath Slater got the second biggest pop of the pay-per-view, you'd have called me.
He's winning the tag belt with Rhino. I'd have probably smacked you in the face and told you to quit smoking whatever kind of shit you were smoking.
Heath Slater and Rhino being the tag team champions, it's like someone made that in a video game. And now it's in real life.
Especially the way Rhino looks now. I'm sorry, but Rhino looks terrible.
Well, he's not a spring chicken. He doesn't look like CM Punk, for God's sake. So we're going to talk
we'll
about
get to
that. I know
later.
Logan's really fired up about Punk. We're going to get to CM Punk. We're going to get a little bit of news in. We got to talk about Punk. It was last night.
Yeah.
So we're fresh off the heels of that. Tag team title match was It was a decent tag match. Crowd went wild for the win. Post-match interview with Heath Slater. Good little promo.
Getting his double wide.
This is going to obviously lead to an alpha feud with the Usos. I think first. I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go with this. We do got to mention there was a qualifying match earlier on the pay-per-view, which was so bad. I didn't enjoy it at all. And that's because I just don't like the Hype Brothers.
Yeah.
Hype Bros. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Usos beat them to qualify for this match with the injury angle with American Alpha. Guys, what did you think about Heath
Logan,
Slater?
what do you think? What do you think about Heathy and Rhino getting the win, getting the new straps?
Heath Slater is a underrated talent.
I think you've said that a lot in the past
Yeah.
about Heath Slater.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to continue to say it too. Heath Slater and Rhino, I'm glad that they won the tag team champions. But was it?
Yep.
That's the only question I have. Was it the right call, or should we have the Usos win the belts since they just turned heel?
You want me to take it?
Go ahead.
I think with all the build-up to this, like the trailer park segment with the cheese whiz and the crackers with Rhino doing a sad face, and the whole stipulation of if they win, he gets a contract finally. I thought the build-up was too long for them not to win it. I think from day one, I've said it's been way too early to put the belts on Alpha. I think you got to build that shit up because you're going to burn them out. They're going to suffer from Page syndrome, who we also have some stuff to talk about this week. I don't know if you heard about that, Michael.
Okay. As far as the titles go, I agree with who won tonight, but I could definitely see the Usos winning on SmackDown this week.
Yeah.
And getting the belts.
You could see it being a Cinderella win.
But they had to finish off the storyline with Heath Slater getting a contract.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Rhino fade away.
yeah. Hopefully Rhino fades away and it puts Heath Slater in a singles run.
Like how you said, hopefully Rhino fades away.
Well, and I hate to sound, because Rhino's been in the business a long time, hell of a worker for the most part. He's done a lot in the business. I know he's paid his dues.
He was great in ECW.
Yeah, I mean,
he was intense
I
as
didn't
shit.
I didn't think he was bad in his first run in WWE, which was F back then. But as far as right now, you can definitely tell he's one of those guys that, he's past his prime. Like, he definitely doesn't look the same.
I think that was part of the team gimmick too.
Yeah.
I think that's why they were so over. Because you have I'm not going to say legend, but have like an established guy like Rhino.
Yeah,
I would say a legend.
It was nice. It was nice to see Rhino, for a little while, but it's definitely kind of run its course for me with Rhino. I would love to see Heath Slater get a singles run after this, maybe Intercontinental, something like that, to get him more legitimate.
If they keep building the Miz up the way they have,
Yeah.
and not have it make a match with Daniel, and Slater's the guy to take that belt off him, I think the pop would even be bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would definitely build his underdog gimmick.
Yeah. So, I definitely could have gone either way of booking wise, but I like my odds-on favorite. My personal favorite was Slater. I was excited about it
You
more
popped.
than any other match on the pay-per-view, and that's
God.
the first time I've ever said in my life I was more excited about a Heath Slater match than any other match.
You
on
were
pay-per-view.
trying to give me a Wolfpack kiss off this.
Yeah, and you didn't return the favor.
No, I wanted no parts of it. I'm not Wolfpack kissing on Heath Slater winning a tag belt. Calm down with your fucking Heath Slater marking.
Maybe Logan would have gave you one.
I'm good there.
So where are we at in the show, guys? Logan, what was up next?
I can give you another one.
Go right ahead.
Intercontinental Championship. Are you guys ready for this one?
Yes, Charlotte.
Go for it.
I'm going to start this off with what did you guys think about The Miz retaining? Was that the right call, or was it Dolph Ziggler's time to win a championship?
Well, let's first start by saying, yes, The Miz retained over Dolph Ziggler tonight, in which I think this could have been co-match of the night for me. I also gave this match a B+. I thought it was just as good a match as Styles and Ambrose. I thought it was a different type of match, much more technical, back and forth match. I really enjoyed it. We were trying really hard to ignore this match while we were watching it, and we just couldn't do it.
Yeah, we were distracted by my family. All the kids were around, and we were just
nothing could stop this match from getting through to me because it was just it was good work as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You could tell these guys are comfortable with each other in the ring.
Oh, they're like best friends.
Yeah, it was definitely. I didn't see one botch in this match, which is kind of why I could probably lean towards this actually being the match of the night for me, just because it was so cleanly done.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You cannot put this above the Styles match.
I'm sorry. I
Really?
just thought start to finish this match was cleaner. I know it didn't mean as much because it's the Intercontinental title and Ziggler had just lost.
But they're trying to make it mean as much.
Ziggler had no momentum basically for this.
Yeah.
But as far as match quality goes, I would put this one up there. It was definitely good for me. But I'm more of as far as my viewing pleasure, I love those technical, fast-paced battles.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
You're not a big fan of the brawls outside.
Well, I mean,
It has its place.
I like it like with the Kane and Bray Wyatt match. I love that tonight. I love that for those two. I thought it fit well for those two.
Did you love the finish of that match?
Well, we're not going to
see
go
what
to
it did, but do you love that?
We'll get to that.
All right,
but
I'll
as far
save
as the match style for those two, I thought it fit those two very well. I think two guys like that had to have that kind of match to get over. But just like with Ziggler and The Miz right here, I thought this style of match really played into their strengths. And any kind of Ziggler match that's fast-paced, technical, back and forth, I think makes Ziggler it's right down his alley. And I think the same could be the case for The Miz. And that's why I really enjoyed this match. The Miz gets the victory. But back to Logan's question, Travis, do you want to take it?
He asked us what we thought about the Intercontinental match.
Well, is that what you asked, Logan? I'm sorry.
Well, my thing was, was it the right call for The Miz to retain, or did Dolph Ziggler need the win more than The Miz?
Yeah, way to dance around the question. I'm
Pardon
just
me.
kidding.
I just wanted to get to the match first so everybody knew who didn't get to watch the show who won.
I was just fucking with you. I think it totally made sense, especially coming off the heels of that promo. I guess it's going to be called that
Yeah.
promo from The Miz. Made no sense. Like you said, Ziggler had no momentum, but I guess he's somewhat credible to get a win over at this point in the game.
It's kind of hard to see where he goes from here, but I think
Yeah.
booking-wise, it definitely made sense for The Miz to win here, unless there was going to be interference from Daniel Bryan, which there wasn't.
I thought that was coming.
Yeah.
When The Miz came to the outside.
There wasn't. The Miz gets the dirty victory with the pepper spray or hairspray, whatever that was that
Yeah.
his wife sprayed.
We'll call it the sensational sherry bottle because we know
Okay.
no one ever knows what was in that.
Yeah, it
Um,
could have been herpes for all we know.
What I think of the match, I thought it was really good. I did not think it was better than Styles' match, but I don't know. There was more on the line. It was booked differently, like you
Yeah.
said, but it was a solid Miz match. Probably one of the best I've seen him have in a long, long time. Just think of the Miz versus Wade Barrett when Miz was a babyface and how great those matches were.
Well, that's because Miz was babyface.
Exactly.
He's a totally different worker when he's a heel. I think that suits him much better.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna lie. I'm coming around on the Miz a little bit. Let's
Good.
see if it
It's
holds.
about fucking time.
Well, I'm not like enthralled. I'm just like,
Do you
yeah,
remember how much I marked out when he won the big belt?
back in 2010.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we watched it live.
You were going ape shit.
I was.
Nuts.
I called the Miz when he first came in, and you never saw it. I saw it, and he's still in the company now. So
Logan, what did you think booking wise of the IC title match?
I honestly think The Miz retaining was the right decision, but no buts. I think The Miz is an underrated star, and I did mark out when he won the Money in the Bank. But I think tonight the way he won the match was the right call. I think having his wife at his side really influences him to be better.
Well, that's what you said earlier
Yeah.
about his wife being out there. Who looked really good, by the way.
Yeah, as usual.
Shout out to Maurice.
Yes, great eye candy.
Yeah. What more can you say about that match? First of all, I think that this pay per view was way better than SummerSlam. Honestly, you missed the opener.
I mean, that's
'cause of
not
football.
that's not saying much, but I thought SummerSlam pretty much sucked dick. But as far as
easy.
as far as quality matches, I definitely think this one was really good. There was also some not so good matches, but
Yeah, major relic. Well, let's move right along. What else do we have going on in the show? We had Kane and Bray Wyatt. I actually took a powder during this match. I stepped out,
yeah,
took a sidebar.
you weren't interested in this at all once Orton didn't show up.
Yeah. But lo and behold, Orton came out in the end, calls Bray Wyatt the victory in a no DQ match. Michael, they had chairs and whatnot. You were telling me
there was a table spot.
You said it was good. I guess I'll have to go back and check it out for myself.
Well,
Gentlemen, what do you got coming out of this match?
Go ahead, Logan.
I think I question why they picked Kane, but I think the same thing goes for AJ Styles winning the belt tonight. There's not too many people that you can put Bray Wyatt with, honestly. Not right now, I don't think. I think I'm excited about the whole Orton Bray Wyatt feud. I think this is just the beginning of something unique and different. But I also think that I'm hoping to God that Orton gets Bray Wyatt over that slump that he's been through the past couple years with losing to the big guys and the big talent in the company.
So you think you think that Orton's going to be the guy to finally give Bray Wyatt a little bit of a push instead of pushing him down? You think he's actually going to get finally a little momentum and beat somebody in a rivalry? You still there, Logan?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't get your answer there.
I think that Bray Wyatt needs this more than anything. And I think Orton's going to get him over that slump, like I said. I think this is the feud that's going to make Bray Wyatt bigger and better than what he was when he lost to Undertaker and Cena and the others. But I think Bray Wyatt should not have lost to Kane tonight.
I totally agree. I thought that was ridiculous. You could have had Orton come out after he beat Kane. Like, say he beat Kane, but he wouldn't stop beating the shit out of him. And then Orton comes out.
Yeah, but Orton came out injured. There was no way he was going to come in that ring after what they did earlier in the night with him getting his leg slammed. There was no way he was going to be able to get in the ring and go toe-to-toe with Bray without at least sneaking in there a little bit.
It just sucks. It seems like Bray Wyatt is like one of the most wasted characters at this point in like the past 10 years.
Seems like they keep waiting to use him for this big thing and they never do
And
it.
it never comes.
Yeah.
There's always someone else that gets the golden pony.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but we've gone over this many times on
I don't
the
know
show.
what a golden pony is either. I just made that up.
Yeah, it sounded really kind of gross.
Yeah,
Talk
so
about ponies.
this is what it is. Obviously, it's going to lead to a big payoff, hopefully, with Bray Wyatt, better win this feud. That's all I'm saying. In the long run, he has to.
So you both think that Orton's being used kind of as a getting other guys over kind of person?
I think at this point, it makes the most sense. Just like they just did with John Cena, who got Styles that win he needed to carry that momentum to the title win. Yeah.
The only problem I have with this is if you're going to put Bray Wyatt over in this feud, and you're going to have Styles as the champion, how do you have two heels going at it for the belt?
I don't know. See what they do. I got nothing right now, honestly.
What do you think, Logan?
Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell. Could we be seeing a Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Orton, and AJ Styles Fatal 4-Way in the future?
I could definitely see that happening.
Okay.
Maybe at No Mercy. That's a good scenario, maybe. You could book anything.
It'd
in
be kind
reality.
of hard to put Bray Wyatt in a title match since he just lost to Kane.
Are you gonna put Kane in there in the Fatal
It'd
4-Way?
be kind of hard to put Orton in a title match since he hasn't won a match since he's been back.
Yeah, but it's WWE. They book however the hell they want with their contenders.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It just it wouldn't make sense for me, I guess.
Well, see where it goes. We'll see where the whole main title picture goes. Anything could. It's fucking SmackDown's like open right now. Like the storylines.
I'm thinking if it's gonna go that way, the only logical conclusion I could come to is that there's gonna be some call-ups from NXT.
I think there was some stirring this week that Joe's going to be pushed back a little bit longer, but he's going to go to SmackDown. I think that's a good fit.
Well, SmackDown definitely needs the talent more than Raw.
Especially since Styles is there, too.
Yeah,
Styles
he needs
Samoa.
baby faces to work with.
He does.
And I could definitely see like a Shinsuke coming up or someone like that.
I don't think we're going to see Shinsuke for a while.
Well, maybe not, but he definitely needs baby faces to work with. I don't know if Joe's going to be that baby face.
Yeah.
But
we need heels on Raw now, though. We do need that since Rollins apparently is turned. You have Kevin Owens.
You also have a heel champion there, too. So
yeah, and who are the other top heels now that Rollins is babyface on Raw? That's way off topic, though.
Yeah,
save that.
That's a good question as well.
Yeah. So you had the show open, Michael and Logan, with the Women's SmackDown Championship. Six-pack challenge?
The inaugural.
The inaugural, excuse me.
Yeah.
Gotta be all fancy pants.
The SmackDown Women's Championship.
You had Carmella, you had Natalya, you had Becky Lynch, you had Nikki Bella. You had Alexa Bliss, who was dressed like Harley Quinn. Good lord. And who was the last one, Logan? Because I'm blanking. It's a long night.
Who all did you say?
Naomi was the last one. Just popped to me with her little ecstasy gimmick where she's at a rave, which is cool. I like her.
Yeah.
I like her entrance.
I love her ass.
I'm not going to go into full detail on this match because first of all, it's a six-pack challenge. I don't want to analyze six-pack challenge. That sounds hectic in my head, and it'd probably be hectic on the show to do. But thank God, Booby Bella didn't win the belt. The wrestling gods smiled down upon me, and I know Logan. You totally said before when you were on the show in the past that you liked Nikki Bella because of her injury and her comeback. I think in reality I don't think she's a very good person. All you have to do is watch Total Divas, and you gotta kind of have a good idea of who she is.
I don't think she's a bad person.
She's just one of those arrogant, snobby,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's
She's definitely-
something about her I could never stand. And Eric, who was on our 25th episode, he's a big Nikki Bella fan.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that turns your
She's
crank...
definitely hard to root for as a babyface.
Yes. You talk about The Miz earlier.
Yeah.
Why?
Much better as a snobby heel.
Yes, she was tailor-made for that. If I'm not liking her based off just like her mannerisms and stuff, she should be a heel.
Yeah, it's definitely more natural for her. I think.
What? That butterfly belt wasn't won, but Becky Lynch is your new SmackDown Women's Champion with a real belt.
She got the blue belt.
She got a blue belt. It was a real fucking
She
belt.
got the blue women's belt.
I'm happy for Becky Lynch. I love Becky Lynch. What more can you say? I was shocked. I thought it was going to Nikki Bella.
She's so sexy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Corey the Bagel guy will agree.
He would definitely agree.
I think he judges a little bit every time he sees her.
You had Nikki Bella eating a pin from Carmella.
Yeah.
Snuck a little win in there. Then you had the slap after. I want to get into this first. I love that they turned Carmella heel because she's getting no crowd reaction to begin with. She's not really getting an overly good one now, but she came out after the Naomi entrance, which follow that. It's pretty good for the women's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like it. It'll probably get gimmicky and like an Adam Rose thing and get old, but
I hope not.
let's see what they do with it. But I'm really happy about Becky Lynch, Michael.
I love Naomi, by the way. I would love to see her finally get a belt.
I thought you were about to say something else. I would love to see her naked or something really appropriate.
No, not that I don't want to see that.
You got wide-eyed. I was like, uh-oh, it's coming.
No,
Here it comes.
No.
It didn't
Can you
come.
not talk about Naomi and me coming,
Dropping what?
dropping fucking loads?
Michael, what did you think of the outcome of this match?
I was
need a
happy.
second now.
I was happy for Becky Lynch. I thought it was. I think she's a good champion for SmackDown. She's definitely one of the better workers. Not so much on the microphone. I've gone over this, but I think she definitely fits as a SmackDown Women's Champ. I don't know how long she's going to hold it, but hopefully this gives them a chance to get something going there in the women's division on SmackDown because it's very stale for me as far as the SmackDown brand goes with the women. And it doesn't make sense because they have a ton of talent on SmackDown as far as the women go. I think Naomi's a great talent. I think, obviously, Becky Lynch. Nikki Bella's not terrible in the ring.
Eva Marie. Oh, sorry. I said that out loud.
Yeah. You ought to be ashamed of
Who's
yourself.
suspended.
Yeah, you ought to be fucking ashamed of
For
yourself.
Adderall. That's I don't think we talked about that yet. Real quick, suspended for Adderall. She had a prescription and she's like pissed off.
Yeah, but she didn't turn in the proper paperwork.
Oh,
So
stupid bimbo.
yeah, I mean,
I can't stand Eva Marie. Anyway, keep continuing.
I
what
don't think
you're saying.
anyone can. But like I said, there is a lot of talent in the women's division. I just don't think it's being showcased properly. Hopefully they fix that in the future. But Logan, your thoughts?
My thoughts is
Well, since Logan's possessed currently,
Yeah.
adjust your feedback there for a second. Let me go ahead and plug this real quick while Logan gets your audio set up. Talk about Hard to Name podcast. Got a few guests coming up. Octavius Kitten's coming up. Kelly Moon, who's got a brand new YouTube channel, Michael. What he does, he picks channels like us and he reviews them on his channel. And he said he picked us for one of his first episodes. He was a good friend.
So that could be good or bad.
one of my gaming buddies.
Yeah. Could be good or bad for you.
Well, you're
You
a
don't
big
know-
part of it too.
You don't know what kind of review you're going to get.
Hopefully Kelly gives me a good review, but then
Is he
plug-
reviewing this show as well, or just the Hard to Name podcast?
I don't know if he's reviewing my game reviews. He just said Hibiki TMD. So
Okay, he's reviewing the channel in general.
the channel
Okay.
in general. So,
I see.
but that's going to be cool.
So if he doesn't give us a good review, we're gonna have to find out where he lives and go beat the ever living shit out of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Got it.
shout out to Kelly. Hopefully this next week, I got to get the Bagel Guy. Try to get him, find him. He's missing in action, folks. We haven't talked to the Bagel Guy in a
Like
while.
the Undertaker.
He's like the Undertaker.
We need Leslie
94.
Nielsen.
We need rest in peace, Leslie Nielsen.
Yes.
He can't help us
We
find
need him.
We need his purple gloves.
Yes, we need to find the Corey the Bagel
I
Guy.
was about to say the purple glove Undertaker, but I forgot we're talking about Corey the Bagel Guy.
Yeah.
Because once I start thinking about 94, it's a wrap.
You get
I can't
excited.
stop.
Yeah,
Ne-
I know.
so do you.
I do.
Kicked your leg out of your leg. Happened
Yeah,
in 94.
I'll kick your leg out of your leg.
Logan, you got your audio set up over there, man? Logan.
Logan?
you hear me all right?
Yes, that's much better. What did you think of the women's title match? Sorry.
I honestly think Becky Lynch is the right choice. I'm excited about what the future holds for Becky. But I came out of this match thinking that there's some talent in the Divas or the women's division in on SmackDown, and I honestly think right now they have more depth than Raw at that aspect, because really all you have is Bayley and all you have is Charlotte right now, and
Michael.
Huh.
Michael, wake
What?
up. What
Sorry.
are you doing?
Sorry.
I apologize, Logan. Michael's over here pretending like he's asleep. Really?
Well, I'm sorry. He's not the most exciting guy in the world over here.
What are you doing?
I mean,
he was right in the middle of his thing.
is it just me or is it a snooze fest?
It's not a snooze
Every time we let him
fest.
talk,
What are you doing?
it's like we get the show going, it gets good pace going to it, then we cut to Logan and it's...
I know he's not going to sit back and let you do that.
well,
Logan, sorry, man.
no, it's completely fine. I think
he went to the
Like I
Charlotte
said, I think
School of Promos, obviously. He talks very slowly.
Are you going to let the man
Very
talk?
depressing.
I'm not going to tell you. I'll have you out of here in a
Okay,
second.
I'm sorry.
I don't care about your promotional consideration of who it's paid for. It's Logan's turn to talk. You be quiet. Logan, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
with Michael, he just sits there and he rambles on and on and on, but then when it's somebody else's turn, he likes to complain like a little girl.
Oh, Logan. Logan, see, when I speak, people listen. When you speak, people sleep. There's a big difference. I don't know if you went to the Charlotte School of Promos, but if you haven't noticed, you talk very slowly, very calculated, and very boringly. Okay, so maybe if you could pick up, I don't know, maybe if you could just be a little more upbeat when you talk, that'd help me out a little bit.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Logan can finally say his thoughts on the women's title match. I love Slam Pigs. by the
Sorry,
way.
I'm trying to get this show back up and going.
It was going.
All right,
Wake up.
all right.
Get some coffee. Well, you hate coffee anyway.
I'll go get another beer.
All right, you go get another beer. I'm going to stay in here in the studio like a professional while you be an alcoholic.
Well, I need to get my legs going, some circulation going before I fall asleep again.
Fine. It's just me and Logan for now.
You enjoy that.
I will. Logan, I apologize to my co-host, but you knew it's par for the course on Slam Pigs. The guests aren't a big fan of Michael, but with all due respect to Michael, he kind of deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
Go ahead and wrap up your thoughts on women's match, man.
I think with the division and the women's division on SmackDown, there's so much depth. I think there's so much depth compared to Raw. You only have three women in that division, in my opinion, right now. You know, I'm gonna put Nia Jax to the side. I don't think she's ready to be like in that main spot yet. So I think these 6 women put on a hell of a match tonight. You know, and I think Becky Lynch is the perfect choice to be the main women in the division.
Well, Logan, I agree. And since I was a professional and I watched it at the proper start time, I'm going to give my grade on this women's match. My grade on it, I'd have to go with a solid B+. I thought it was a great 6-pack women's match. I don't think I've ever seen a great 6-pack women's match or a 6-pack women's match in general. I'm tired of saying 6-pack women's match. He's back. You hear the pop and top pop. Oh, Jesus. Michael, yeah, I guess you can't really say anything about the match itself, but me and Logan thought it was a good match. Logan, what would you grade this match?
I would grade this as a B+ as well. I do have some news. I don't know if you guys want me to say it now or wait till after you guys get your opinions and all that. And I'll be nice to Michael. Michael, what was your reaction to the women's championship match tonight?
I had no reaction to this match because I was not here yet.
Yeah, that's what I was saying while you were getting another beer.
I missed
professional as usual.
I missed
I was
the
watching
opening
at the
match.
proper start time.
I'm
You
sorry.
missed
I
it.
had baby shower yesterday. I had stuff to deal with.
You had a football game
I had
today.
a football game.
Don't, to be honest,
That too.
you're a big Cowboys fan over
It's
here.
been a busy weekend for me, all right? Let's be fair.
How about that last play for you guys
Let's
today?
just not go over
All
it.
right, let's not go over it. I want to hit a sore subject. Dolphins lost too, so I'm a Dolphins fan.
Keep it up. I'll have you out of here in a second.
So, are you talking about we got some breaking news you're just reading now, Logan? You want to drop? Go, feel free.
Well, for the women's division on SmackDown, this depth that I'm talking about may have gotten bigger, or it could be just a maybe there's a reason why she's here tonight, backstage. She could be for Raw or SmackDown. I'm not sure yet, but you guys are going to be welcoming here soon. Velvet Sky is rumored to be backstage negotiating a contract with WWE for the women's division for either Raw or SmackDown.
I believe we already mentioned this.
No,
I believe I already mentioned this, actually, because I
you
think...
may have.
Yes, I already mentioned this. It wasn't just her. There was a couple other ones from TNA that were...
No, you didn't mention that. This is news to me. I've kind of been
I
out of the
told
loop.
you about this.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I told you about Velvet Sky.
I had maybe
Yes,
months ago when
yeah.
we were there was some rumblings, but I had no clue she was there tonight. That's huge.
Yeah.
Velvet Sky is a great talent in TNA.
I don't know how well she's going to fit in the PG scene.
I don't know if she can dry hump the ring
She
rope
might have
anymore.
to dress a little less skimpy.
That's definitely due to her boyfriend, I would say. I don't want to say she's not talented, but I'm sure that Bubba Ray Dudley had a big part
Could
getting
be.
her in. It's so weird they're a couple, by the way, really.
Yeah.
Talk about your weird couple. That's some
The
on the
wrestling
spot.
business for you.
See, that's exactly why we have Logan on the show. We are not even have any browser up. We're not paying attention to news, and Logan's on it. Look at that. All right.
Are you done?
Are you done? Are you ready for a promo break?
Sure am.
That was your pay-per-view. That was Backlash 2016. Well, first we got to overall grade this pay-per-view, don't we? Before we go to promo
We
break.
do.
You want to pick it up a little bit?
You're not going to talk about the Hype Bros and the Usos? You're just going to forget that match?
I
out?
mentioned it earlier, and there's
Okay.
nothing more to say. I said it was kind of crap.
Okay. All right.
But the right team lost.
All right.
So.
Good.
Michael, Backlash 2016, A, B, C, D, or F?
See.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's really low for me.
Yeah.
Logan, what do you got on Backlash?
I'm going to give it a B-. I think the main event, the women's match was, and the Intercontinental Championship match was the 3 best matches of the night. But there's holes right now for the pay-per-view. There's definitely holes.
Gaping size porn star holes.
Will you be serious?
Sorry.
That's gross. I just thought of really bad things in my head when you said that. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Continue, Logan.
Like I said, I think this is the first pay-per-view officially for SmackDown alone. There's going to be holes. I think tonight I'll give it a B because they're going to be adding more to the pay-per-views in the upcoming year. So, what do you give it?
I'd give it a B. I think I agree exactly what you said, Logan. There's massive holes right now in SmackDown, but the brand split just happened.
Porn star holes?
Porn store holes?
Porn star holes.
You said store.
Sorry.
What was that noise? Was that you?
Yeah.
Why don't you turn your shit off and be a little bit less professional?
Sorry, that's my insiders trying to give me information.
Was that Joey Back at Donuts or
Christ.
whoever?
Don't
You're
worry
always
about-
accurate about your updates?
Don't worry about who it is. I have my sources, you have yours.
I don't even have my phone near and dear
Well-
close to me right now.
That's a bold-faced fucking lie.
Well, I'm using it
Yeah.
for something.
So don't say it's not near and dear to you. It's
Well,
right beside you.
But it's not usable at the moment.
Fucking lying sack of shit. Christ. This is what I have to deal with, people. See, at least I tell the truth. I tell it like it is. I gotta deal with this guy. Wants to be the nice guy. Wants to talk like everything's hunky-dory in his world, and I'm just the
I
asshole.
feel like you're about to pull an Owen Hart and kick my leg out of my leg. And I'm
Might.
about to have a bad day.
I might. Keep it up.
You're going to break my heart.
I might.
You're going to turn on me.
Yep, could happen.
For the fucking Quebecers.
I feel like you're trying to have a handicap match right now.
Who's having a handicap match?
You're just taking Logan's side on everything. As usual, you take the guest side.
I have agreed
I'm
with
over
pretty
here.
much everything you've said tonight.
I'm over
I've
here.
agreed about the world title, the Continental, the tag team. You're not a big Rhino fan. But,
Left over here in the left wing.
you know what? Well, you need a simmer down break. That was Backlash. Logan is with us, as always, on our post shows from now on. Michael, I'm going to give it to you, Mr. Hot Shot, Mr. Tough Shit. Who's this week's first promo break?
Well, since you wanted to bring it up, my promo break this week is from Royal Rumble 1994. Owen Hart, the famous kick your leg out of your leg promo.
I love it.
Up here on the Slam Pigs podcast. We'll be right back.
There's plenty more to come. We're going to get a little bit of news and rumors. Ain't going to make it an official episode. I know you wanted to throw it in, but we got Logan this week. Stick around for more Logan, Michael, me. We'll be right back. There we go.
We'll be right back.
And we're going to take it to Todd. Vince, I just got to tell you, I cannot believe what I just saw. Owen, please tell me why. Why this despicable act?
Why what?
I don't understand.
You want to know why? Bret Hart, you're nothing but a selfish person. I went in there in a tag team match for the biggest match of my life. It was a dream come true. I thought I had the best partner in the world, my own brother, but you're too selfish, like I've said all along. Your ego is too big. You only worry about yourself, Bret.
Bro,
you don't
Owen,
care about me.
Unbelievable in front of your entire family.
I
your
don't
family
care
watching
about
you.
anybody. I was concerned about myself and my whole family. The biggest opportunity in my life. I had a chance, Bret, and you stripped it away from me. You took it away from me, Bret, because you're too selfish. All you had to do was just tag me. My hand was there. Just tag me. I knew your leg was bad. I was aware of that. Just tag me. But you're too selfish. You just want to put your sharpshooter on. I could have won the match. I don't need you with a bad leg doing it, Bret. You're too damn selfish, and that's why you're sitting there with a bad leg, and that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
Owen, let me ask you something. You've obviously cost Bret a shot at the championship. There's no way he's going to be able to compete in the Royal Rumble match coming up tonight. Don't you think that was selfish on your part?
There's no selfishness in me. There's not a selfish bone in my body. He cost himself the WWF Tag Team belts, and he cost me, his little brother, a guy that's never had the taste of a WWF belt before. He's done it before. He doesn't care about me. He just worries about himself. I don't care about you in the Royal Rumble, Bret, because this is my opportunity. I'm in it too. I'm not worried about you getting cost the WWF belt. I'm worrying about myself. And I'm going to get that belt because I didn't get a chance to win the tag belts because of you. But I can count on myself, and I'll take the WWF belt. I'll win that Royal Rumble.
Let's go back to ringside. Let's just go back to Vince McMahon.
And that was him, the Rocket Owen Hart. At this time, he was not the King of Hearts yet. This was Royal Rumble 94. One of the funniest promos ever. Just because
It's that box.
Yes, I will kick your leg out of your leg. That's why I kicked it out of your leg. And
Not to be outdone by the WrestleMania 10 promo and had that spit on the side of his mouth. He
it's
just
so
want to
gross.
wipe his mouth the whole time.
Somebody get him a towel. That's what I was
Please.
saying the whole time.
Where the fuck's Mr. Perfect when you need him with that towel?
And Brett was patented for that too. And during his matches, he always had that dried up spit on the side. Is it a heart thing?
It's a heart thing.
I
Stu
guess.
told it to him.
Hey,
That's how you get that dried up spit on your
you
mouth.
gotta really spit on your face.
Really builds some good stuff for the fans.
All right, I always love when we come back from a segment and make fun of a dead person. So we're going to class it up a little bit.
Well, it is wrestling. It's kind of hard not to.
There was a pre-show for Backlash real quick. I know it fucked up. Didn't mention that. I guess the only thing worth mentioning was apparently Logan saw, I didn't see it, Michael didn't see it, the good match between Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin. Michael, your two favorite guys in the company, by the way.
Smiley face belly.
And the King of Strong Smile.
King of strong smile.
Yeah, Logan, what was going on with this one?
Tonight we saw a backstage segment between Daniel Bryan and Apollo Crews, which was interrupted by yours truly, Baron Corbin. In my opinion, what happened tonight was the start of what Baron Corbin can do. You know, Baron Corbin's going to be that beastly, threatening bully, and I like that about him. I like that it's old school. So we kind of had a little match thrown into the kickoff pre-show, and Baron Corbin beat Apollo Crews clean and made him look like a little wussy.
I got to say, Apollo Crews has not been booked very well.
Well, I think he was pushed way too much personally, and I think
Has never really done anything.
I think he's definitely on his way down. Hopefully, I mean I shouldn't say hopefully. That is kind of mean, but at least with this gimmick, the King of Strong Smile, basically like we've mentioned, the guy just smiles way too much.
Somebody, listeners, please make that Photoshop, make that a meme or something. The King of Strong Smile, or I'll do it myself.
Yeah, it just reminds you of Rocky Maivia.
Trademark.
To be honest.
It does. It's totally Rocky Maivia syndrome.
Somebody's back there, whether it's Pat Patterson or whoever the hell
It's
it
not
is.
Pat Patterson. He's like really up there.
Somebody's back there telling him, "Hey man, just go out there and smile."
No, the problem is there's like 40 fucking writers back there, not a Pat Patterson. We need a Pat Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're seeing more of that with Triple H and his guys like Albert, people like that.
But somebody's getting this guy totally wrong. They need to go a totally different direction with Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
I think he needs to be more. I think he would be much better fit as a heel. But that's just me.
Smiles a lot.
Yeah.
He is the king for a reason.
Well, it's not hard to be a heel. Just don't fucking smile.
What do you think about Apollo Crews right now, Logan?
He's missing something big time. I think Apollo Crews smiles way too much. He's too friendly. Nobody can take him seriously. And that's the part where everybody needs to understand is Apollo Crews is being thrown into anything, any match, any feud. You know, it was way too soon for him to face The Miz. And I'm not a big fan. You know, I was a fan when he was in NXT a little bit because I thought he was maybe the next Bobby Lashley like everyone else said, but he's just missing something.
Very
and I don't
racist,
know what
Logan.
it is, but it's way too soon to tell what the future holds for him. I even read online that a lot of people want him released, saying that he's not even that good. But I think he's athletic for his size, and he just needs something. Maybe he does need to turn heel and needs a Paul Heyman.
Did you see that, Paul Heyman? What are you doing?
No,
Stop.
Just hanging out over here.
You're just dancing.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I don't know if I could see him with Paul Heyman. Personally, I don't think he's really deserving of Paul Heyman yet. I think Paul Heyman's kind of in that stage of his career where he's only going to represent guys that I think he's already tried that with the Curtis Axel experiment. Didn't go well. I don't think just putting anybody with Paul Heyman's going to work. I know Paul Heyman's great at what he does, but I don't even think Paul Heyman could get this gimmick over. I think he definitely needs to be more real. He just doesn't come to me as like a real person. Nobody's that fucking nice. Okay? Nobody smiles at everybody and
I'm sure even a preacher yells.
Yeah,
You know
I mean,
a preacher yells.
just not real for me. I want somebody more real. I think it's almost too PG to get over.
Oh yeah.
I could definitely see him more as a heel, like I said.
And the PG era is fading out more and more.
I would love to see him turn heel on somebody.
I think that's what I've taken away from the draft, not change
Whatever
subject.
whatever happened to the good old days when they just told guys, if you want to find yourself, be yourself and turn the volume up.
Wow.
Whatever happened to that? Now it seems like everything's written for everybody and they have to go that way. Why can't we give these guys a little bit of freedom and let them find themselves instead of you trying to do it for them?
I think Jim Cornette said it best. It's homogenized. It's protected for your viewing. It's too over analyzed. It's 40 fucking writers. It's splitting hairs. It's overkill. It's too many cooks in the kitchen. All that shit. That's totally what the difference is.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen if the guy just went rogue and decided to be himself on camera?
I think we're
Get
seeing
fired?
that. I think what we're going to see with the Usos. I think that's why people want John Cena to turn heel so bad, because I think when people think someone's going to turn heel, they're going to be allowed to run more freely with their words and their promos. I think that's just what we've come to think, and that's kind of ridiculous because every wrestler should be given that. Get yourself over. We've seen that in the CWC a lot.
Yeah.
These were all, they just let them go out. And they're getting themselves. Look at Cedric Alexander. He got himself over based on his in-ring, not really a promo.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not his strongest suit. I'm not too big up on Cedric Alexander promos, but
My whole thing, like, even with Daniel Bryan, as over as he was, I still felt like he was kind of fake.
I thought he was
As
a
far
great
as
promo.
as far as his gimmick, like the whole "thank you guys so much for everything."
Well, that was when he fucking retired.
It
I'm
was
like,
just
you
well,
can't
no,
compare
even
that.
before that. Like, I felt like his promos were getting a little stale for me. He felt a little fake.
He did always
Like,
seem
right there
like he
at the
was
end.
thanking.
Yeah.
It was always a celebration.
Yeah,
But he did have his neck thing, so you can't.
Yeah,
really,
I mean, it just towards the end there, even before he got injured the last time.
Yeah.
Just felt a little too hokey for me.
I think all these indie guys we have now, like your Kevin Owens, that are on the main roster, I think Punk and Daniel Bryan are going to go down as the two guys they're all compared to, because obviously they're the two standouts.
Yeah.
The first of that kind, I guess you would say, to be on top.
I mean, it took Punk a long time.
Punk being the first.
Yeah.
He was pushed into it in 2008. This is a perfect segue, by the way,
Yeah.
to a brand new segment.
Brand new segment, and we're gonna let Logan take over on this one. What are we calling this brand new segment, Travis?
I don't know. I think you had a good name for it.
We're gonna call this new segment "Fired Up," and I think our guest this week, Logan. Speaking of CM Punk, I know you had a few choice words about the CM Punk fight last night that had you a little riled up. So let us know. What do you think?
I'm fired up. Okay, CM Punk lost at UFC 203 last night, and he made himself look like a little bitch. And I'm going to say that in the nicest way possible. I'm fired up. I don't care what anyone says. CM Punk became CM wrecked last night. He got beat in under 3 minutes in the first round. I'm going to give you a little bit of advice, CM Punk. Stop trying to be a Brock Lesnar. You're not that good, and you should not be in the UFC. And in my opinion, stick to your little local gyms. Keep training. Keep practicing, because practice hopefully makes perfect. You know, I made a meme last night, and I hope everyone loves it. I hope everyone sees it. It has a little picture of Bart Simpson with a cake that says, "At least you tried." But under there, I put the meme caption, "Not, you failed. You failed your fans. You failed everybody. Everybody was hyped. They paid $60 for that bull crap. I would not. That's why I said, CM junk, CM wrecked. He got CM punked. That's what he got. He got punked last night. And good thing I saved $60 by watching it live. Live, I'm telling you, on Facebook Live under CM Punk in the search bar. That's how fired up I am, because CM got wrecked. Come on. What else can you say? CM Punk just needs to call Vince, because you might need a better job and do what you're good at. Wrestle and kiss his ass.
Good stuff.
There you have it. The first ever edition of Fired Up.
He
with
was
Logan.
fired up there, wasn't he?
Man,
He had that Ricky Morton fire going.
Michael, I did not see the fight live. I know you had a big day yesterday. We're not getting into personal shit, but did you see it live?
I did see it live. As I
You
see,
at a bar?
As I see all the live pay-per-views at the Green Turtle, where you can check it out. The Green Turtle is gracious enough to show all the UFC pay-per-views for free. as long as you obviously come in there and spend some money on food and drinks or whatnot. But it's still not going to add up to $60 unless you're a big giant alcoholic. But yeah, I did see the CM Punk fight. He landed a total of 0 shots. He came out there as soon as it started. He came right at the guy. It looked like, okay, CM Punk's coming to fight. Then as soon as he went to land that first punch, double leg takedown. He got put on his back, and then from there, the next couple minutes were spent getting his ass whooped, pretty much. The guy ground and pounded him for a couple minutes, finally sunk in a rear naked choke, and it was all over. One thing I will say about CM Punk, though, I know, Logan, you're fired up about it. You were a little pissed off because, you know, as a wrestling fan, we were kind of hoping he would do better. But I will give him this. For somebody that has no experience in this area, only been training for 2 years now.
Yeah.
He took some really good shots from a professional MMA fighter, and he didn't go out. I mean, I definitely think he has a pretty good chin. If you saw him in the post-fight interview, his face was pretty fucked up, but he was smiling. So, I mean, the guy can take a shot. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He definitely has a lot to learn, but he is training with a lot of great guys in the business.
Gracie's?
No Gracie's no more. He's with Duke Rufus, who is a former
Is that his
K1.
real name?
Yeah,
That's
he's
awesome.
he's a legend in kickboxing. He's a former K1 champion. Also, former UFC champion Anthony Pettis is one of his training partners.
You know that name.
Anthony Pettis, as well as some other greats in the UFC right now. So, yes, I was disappointed in CM Punk. I wasn't surprised. I kind of figured this is how this was going to go. I thought it was more of like a cash cow thing, like you said, Travis. It was more of a publicity stunt to make some money. He definitely got the biggest pop of the night for his entrance. He came out to his called the personality song. But yeah, it was, as far as his in ring ability, limited at best so far.
Dana White had an interview today, and he was asked flat out, "What did you think of CM Punk and his performance, whatever?" Quote: Dana White said he looked. What did he say?
He didn't look bad.
He didn't look bad. I'd like to see him fight again, but probably not in the UFC. So it's over for Punk in the UFC. He looked awful. I did see it on YouTube the next day. Today. Yeah. My opinion, total cash grab. I think I did post this on Twitter, like when I heard the news that he lost and how he lost. Like basically what Logan said on Fired Up, he's going to be crawling back, I think, within the next 2 years. I'm not going to say crawling, but when that money eventually runs out, he's had a falling out with Colt Cabana recently. I don't know the details of that. Logan probably knows the details. We'll ask him in a second, but I think CM Punk is a hard guy to like. I'm going to flat out say that. The person CM Punk, I've watched his documentary. He doesn't come off as a dick that much, but I don't think he would have allowed it, I guess, maybe. Or that's not what they wanted, so they only edited what they wanted. Just so many horror stories of how he treats fans and all that shit you've heard in the past about Punk. He does look awful since the weight cut and all. Good God, he looks like a crackhead. I'm going to say it. He looks bad, man. I think he needs to put the weight back on. Have fun banging AJ Lee, you bastard, and just come back to pro wrestling. I don't know if he's going to retire from pro wrestling. Maybe he's going to be a low budget kind of guy and live low and make that money last for the rest of his life. I doubt it. And especially since he lives in a big city where it's expensive. But yeah. Logan, what went on with Colt Cabana and CM Punk that they're falling out?
I didn't hear about that, actually. Honestly, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I heard that like through the rounds on Twitter. I figured you might know. I'll have to look up on that and maybe we'll talk about it.
Have to do some research, as the British would say.
Michael,
shout out to Lee. Go fuck yourself.
You know, I'm not gonna say go fuck yourself. Shout out to Lee.
Shout out to Mary Hatcher. I do like you.
We got a couple new faces in the Facebook group this week. Can't remember your names off the top of my head, but thank you for listening. Got a couple new things going on.
So, some other stuff in the news?
Well, before the news, Michael, I was on a show last week talking about the best and worst wrestling games of all time. Did I represent the Slam Pigs Nation well?
Here we go. He's got to plug himself on all the shows that he's on, all the things that he's doing.
It's the nature of the beast.
He's got to throw little pokes in at me.
What do you want me to do?
Stuff
Be
like
well, that. I don't want to talk about it. You know? You gotta do that.
Congratulations. I'm glad you're doing your thing on
I
other
just want to
shows.
know if you listen to it. I didn't want a
to
congratulations or a medal.
Well,
Jesus. What do you think I won out of this?
I don't know what you want out of it.
I don't know how you feel. That's weird. Why do I need a medal?
I didn't say you needed a medal. I was just congratulating you on getting your name out there and getting on some other shows.
Medal would be nice. It would look nice.
What gold, silver, bronze? What Olympian are you?
Yeah, bronze, please.
Bronze.
I
All
would be
right.
the third best at it.
Okay. Well, setting
I
your
was on
goals.
the Obtuse Angles podcast. I'll go ahead and just, since you don't want to talk about it, since it's too hard to talk about.
I didn't say it was hard to talk about. You just always, once again, I get cut off.
Well,
I speak my opinion, and if Travis doesn't like it,
But
it gets
then-
cut off.
but on Slam Pigs, I pick it back up and I give it right back to you. I glue it back together. I go, here's your present. I got mad and I broke it, but it's still there.
Can I continue? See, you just automatically assumed I was putting you down. I was trying to give you congratulations on getting our name out there, doing our thing. I actually did listen to the whole episode of the show. I enjoyed their podcast.
Very nice guys.
Yeah, they entertained me greatly. As I expected, you were very knowledgeable in every question they asked you when it came to video games. Even wrestling knowledge, as usual. What I expected. I was hoping you weren't going to flounder on a show, which I didn't expect you to. But you definitely represented us well. Hopefully, this gets our name out there some more. Hopefully, maybe we can get these guys on our show.
Be sure to follow them at Obtuse Angles Podcast on Twitter. Check out the show. Possibly going to have them on. I mentioned it a little bit. I'm not going to say anything's definite, but you never know. They're also on YouTube at Obtuse Angles Podcast, so check them out. Great guys. Good show. They talk about the worst gimmicks in wrestling, all that stuff. So kind of like our show, except not as vulgar. Well, they're pretty vulgar. I'm not going to lie. You listened to the episode.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad.
Did you like my little Barry Dorso joke on the spot? Do you remember that?
I liked it.
Winged it.
Yeah. The dominatrix outfit.
Yeah. Fuck the bronze. I need a gold medal for that Barry Dorso reference. What else is going on in the news, Michael?
Well, I think you had something to add about Paige this week.
Oh, yeah. Well, that leads to the other news that we haven't talked about. Alberto Del Rio officially announced release, gentlemen. Logan, what do you think about Alberto Del Rio parting ways? I mean, I thought he did originally.
We talked about this last week.
But now it's official.
How he quit. Now did you notice he wasn't wished well in his future endeavors?
I noticed that. Did you notice that, Logan?
I did notice that, and I saw it coming, and then I read what happened with Paige and stuff like that. So I don't know. You want to give more information on the Paige situation?
I haven't heard anything about Paige. That's news to me. Somebody please let me know.
Apparently, word of mouth is she may be looking for a lawsuit against WWE. Apparently, she was coached. You know who Mark Carano is? I think he was on Total Divas.
Yeah.
That douchey kind of guy.
Yeah, he's kind of the talent relations guy.
We want you to do this, and then you're going to do this.
It's that kind of guy.
Yeah, he's kind of the talent.
Him and other agents were like telling Paige that she better break up with Del Rio or whatever, and like, I don't know, kind of threatening her or whatever. That he was a bad influence and whatnot. I guess because of his party scene, he's a big partier, and they thought he was a horrible influence. That's totally why they split him up on the draft. That explains all that. I think it was kind of obvious. You don't even have to know that. That's why they split him up.
If that is the
But
truth.
rumors Paige she's quitting to stand by her man. She's throwing her career away at what, 23, 24?
Yeah, she's still young.
Because you know, if she walks, maybe they'll take her back. They always take them back usually, but if they do take her back, they're gonna book her shitty for a while.
Could be good for her actually.
It could be good for her. Find
she's
yourself
very stale right now. I mean, she's injured and suspended, but
I think she's lost in the shuffle right now. I don't think.
Which is sad because in-ring talent, she's
all
actually
right.
very good.
I don't like her headbutts. They piss me
No,
off.
her headbutts are the worst, workiest looking thing you'll see in a wrestling ring.
And go ahead and say it. Her phrase.
This is my house. Yeah, that
It's
makes
your
me,
house. You don't have to say it every
Yeah,
match.
Jesus
We know
Christ.
where you live.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, what do you guys think? Well, Michael, that's breaking to you. What do you think?
I think this could be good for her. Now, on the topic of whether or not this is true, if it is true, that's really sad for the WWE to really think that they can just come in and tell people who they can and cannot date.
That was pretty shitty.
Yeah, last I checked, this is America, and if somebody wants to date somebody, you have no right to tell them who they can and cannot date. If I was working for somebody and they said, oh, and that other person worked for the same company, and they said, well, you guys can't date each other, I wouldn't work in that company either. So if that is the case, more power to you, Paige.
Ballsy.
But if you've ever watched the Total Divas, Paige does seem to go through men like underwear. So my fear for her is, well, she quits and then they break up and then...
Yeah.
So, Paige, I hope you know what you're doing. WWE, if this is true, that's kind of shady and that's really, really wrong. Who gives you the right to do that? Logan, what do you think?
It's not just
Got your feedback there for a second.
Yeah, I fixed it.
There you go. Beautiful.
You got Jay Uso with Naomi.
I think that's
You
Jimmy.
got Nikki Bella, John Cena, Brie Bella, Daniel Bryan. You know, you got all these relationships in the backstage in WWE, but you want to put down a specific relationship that goes on. I mean, I do understand that Alberto Del Rio technically started a relationship with Paige before he even got a divorce. But my thing is, you know, that's personal. That has nothing to do with WWE. If it's not making a negative influence in the backstage area, it should not be brought up. And if the rumor is true that he did threaten to fire Paige and all that, he had no right to do that, and he should be the one fired.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I don't see Mark Carrano just going up and telling somebody that. He's obviously being told from higher ups, hey.
Well, yeah. I think it was a collective group of, like, maybe Triple H was in there.
Well, I mean, Triple H had to be part of that somehow because
he's got to.
You know the relationship he had with Del Rio wasn't very good.
Well, and I think the relationship Paige had with Triple H was very good. He was probably, you know, he was close to her because look how she came up. You know what I mean? One of the first. Well, look how she debuted, for God's sakes. They obviously thought highly of her. Maybe playing devil's advocate, I can see where WWE was coming from, looking out for her well-being. It is kind of a see-through relationship. She is so young. He is so old. He was fucking married. Cocaine. All the recipe for disaster. I kind of get what WWE was doing. Went about it completely the wrong way, though. That's the biggest issue for me. I think she's probably gone. I think she's young and dumb. I'm going to flat out say it. I think
she'll be back.
It's a young 20-year-old girl that thinks she's found love in the long run. And how many times has that happened, Michael?
A lot.
But how does that work out?
Not so good usually for Paige.
I think she'll pop up in Lucha Underground with Alberto Del Rio. That would be...
Maybe, possibly. Hopefully she doesn't fall into like a manager role or something. That would really suck for her.
I don't watch Lucha Underground.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know the state of their women's division, if there even is one. So...
Well, they have this wrestler named Taya. She's kind of looks like... She's dressed like Johnny Nitro. I don't know. I don't like Lucha Underground a lot. I think it's silly.
Right.
I don't think you'd like it either.
All right. Logan, what do you think?
Lucha Underground.
Where do you see Paige going?
I see Paige going wherever Alberto Del Rio goes, but as of what I read a couple hours ago, is he's actually not going to go back to Lucha Underground. He's negotiating with an MMA place. So we might see Del Rio doing his craft in MMA.
We might see episode 2 of Logan's Fired Up then, I guess.
Jesus
if he gets his ass kicked in 2 minutes.
Well, Del Rio does have a background in MMA, so he will be a little more suited than CM Punk. So.
Del Rio, he didn't fight in Pride. What was the other one? With the announcer lady. There was another,
shit. Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. He did MMA with his mask on when he was still a masked wrestler. There's clips of it on YouTube. I think he fought Sean O'Hare, the league Sean O'Hare fought in. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and Sean O'Hare's a big dude.
Yeah, rest in peace
Well,
again. Yeah. Another dead wrestler. It seems like so many we bring up.
It's wrestling.
Yeah, it is wrestling.
Yeah.
Any other tidbits you guys want to gloss over here?
Well, I mean, we still have to do a match of the week.
We do. Match of the week. Is it Logan?
No, it's you. I did it last week.
Oh, it's my turn for match of the week.
It's your turn, and it's somebody's promo break.
Logan, you want to take a promo break before we come back with match of the week on the Backlash 2016 post show?
Promo?
Yeah, promo.
Man, I wish I could do that promo of that guy doing that one where he goes, playoffs? Well, we're not talking about playoffs.
No, that's Jim Mora, and that's football. It's not wrestling related.
I'm just kidding there, Michael. Chill your roll. Chill your roll.
I'll do my best.
We all know you have rolls, okay?
I'll do my best. Oh, we don't want to talk about roles now. Calm down.
Do you want me to play the referee and separate?
No.
Logan, what comes to your mind when you think of a promo break this week?
Promo break this week.
It could be anything that pops in your head, from Stan Hansen to The Rock. Please not Stan Hansen.
All right. Let's go back when The Rock, anytime The Rock did a promo, let's do the time The Rock did the promo with Chris Jericho talking about Stephanie McMahon back in the old days when they had that feud for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay, sounds good.
Remember that one, guys, don't you?
I do. I remember that. I loved when, I actually liked Stephanie when she ended up managing Jericho for a little bit. So that's coming up right now on the promo break from The Rock, right here on the Slam Pigs Podcast. We'll be right back.
Rock and Jericho left in the ring.
Now that we've gotten rid of that, Rock, you got something you want to say to me?
Like what?
Well, I mean, you did give me the rock bottom last Monday night on Raw.
Well, The Rock gave you the rock bottom last Monday night on Raw because you didn't do what The Rock said. The Rock said, stay out of his way. And just as always, you failed.
I don't think you're quite getting it right, Rock. I wasn't getting in your way. I was helping you retain the WCW Championship. I got in your way so I could save your title.
Well, that's just perfect, Chris Jericho. Saving The Rock's title. Because as The Rock recalls later on in the night, when you're getting beat down, smacked down by the Alliance, it was a Rock who saved your...
I wouldn't worry about saving my Rock, because on Sunday, I think you better worry about saving your own.
And why would you say that, Chris? Why? Is The Rock in any danger whatsoever? Is The Rock in jeopardy? Is The Rock in any danger of losing the WCW title? You see, Chris Jericho, there is a reason, a big, big reason why people, they talk and they talk and they talk about why you can't win the big one. And of all the reasons, The Rock tells you the truth. The reason you can't win the big one, simply, you are not that good.
Wow.
Oh man, The Rock just pulled Y2J's punk card.
Not that good, huh? Well, I'll promise you this, Rock, after Sunday, you will never
ever see the WCW title again. Is that the sorry line?
You only look in mirrors. You only look in mirrors tonight.
And that was The Rock. Michael, who cuts a better promo than The Rock in reality?
Me.
Welcome back to the show. Mr. Humble himself, Michael, is back. Our good buddy Logan from Future Pro Wrestling is on the Backlash post show. Logan, welcome back. We got a question this week, Michael, before we jump into the match of the week.
My turn, by the way.
Okay.
Lee, your favorite, as always. Lee's got a question for us. What he thinks of the Chris Benoit, what we think, sorry.
Face himself.
Chris Benoit or Lee? You just compared Lee to Chris Benoit?
Well, no, I just said Lee's fuckface.
Oh, okay.
He knows. That's my little pet name for him.
I did see the war on the Facebook group with pictures of middle fingers.
Once again, he lost.
Was he WCW and you were WWF?
He definitely lost, as usual.
Lee's question is, what do we think about the upcoming Chris Benoit documentary that's gotten the green light to be filmed for a major motion picture?
This is an awkward subject. You want me to take it? Well, my opinion on this, it could go a bunch of different ways. Depends on how it's done. It depends on how he's portrayed. It really depends. It just shocks me that they would come out with a Chris Benoit DVD right now.
Yeah.
I still think it could be a little too soon.
Too soon.
And honestly, I don't think I would ever come out with a Chris Benoit DVD. Pretty much since they erased him from memory on
Yeah,
WWE Network.
There's been so many movies based off of like real life murderers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you can't really.
Depends on how he's portrayed in this. If he's portrayed as a murderer and stuff, I don't think it's going to go well. I mean, I think WWE is doing this purely on money. I think they know they'll get a lot of buys on it. Now, I'm not sure. Was there any detail on if this is going to be on the network or if it's just going to be strictly DVD?
I'm pretty sure this, from what I'm hearing, this was coming to theaters. I don't know if it's select theaters.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Okay.
It's a motion picture.
Okay, I thought maybe it was just a DVD like they've done before.
It was rumored that Liev Schreiber, you know who that is?
No.
The guy in the X-Men movie.
Oh, okay.
He was in the Scream movie. He's Cotton Weary.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Scream.
Yeah. But that is a false rumor. He was supposed to be Chris Benoit, which I don't know.
Okay, so it's going to be an actual film.
An actual film.
Okay. By WWE Films? Is that
no, not by WWE Films. Wouldn't that be some shit?
Yeah.
That would be so bad, publicity-wise. Logan, what do you think about all this husbah? You like that reference? A Jewish reference. Husbah.
No,
Shout out to Corey the Bagel Guy.
No, I don't like it. I'm not Jewish.
I just thought it was funny. I don't know.
Why is it funny?
Logan, what do you think about the Chris Benoit documentary?
I agree with Michael. I don't want them to focus on the murderer part. I want them to focus more on his in-ring ability and what made Chris Benoit so good in the ring, and everything about his professional wrestling career, nothing else.
I agree.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think that's the way it's going to go, though. If it is a movie, I think they're going to focus. Obviously, people aren't going to go watch the Chris Benoit movie to see his wrestling career.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go to see him watch.
I mean, the casual person that goes to watch this movie is not. I would love to learn more about his wrestling career. No, they're going to want to know.
It's going to be the bread and butter. That's going to be based around the murders.
The end of his life.
Which is it's a shame.
I think it's going to be more of like a summary of his life with some wrestling put in there.
I don't think we've ever talked about the Chris Benoit murder or anything Chris Benoit, but I will say, let's go ahead and get out of the way. I wasn't a huge fan of Benoit as the world champion when it happened. I was a huge fan of his work. I always thought Chris Benoit is one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen. I thought he, in the long run, became better than Dynamite Kid, just as a ring general overall. Mm-hmm. Chris Benoit was a madman in the ring. Also, unfortunately, that's a bad reference to be used outside the ring.
Nice analogy there, buddy.
It just came to my head.
Yeah, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
You were a Benoit fan back in the day?
I was kind of the same as you. I wasn't like oh man, awesome, Chris Benoit's champion. No, yeah. But when it was a Chris Benoit match, you knew what you were getting. He was another one of those great workers. I put him in an Eddie Guerrero category as far as great worker. Two totally different styles. But when I remember a lot of those matches they had together were awesome. And I remember a lot of Benoit matches in general were awesome. Yeah. So, as far as his work, yes, I was a big fan of Benoit. But character-wise, he's the epitome of no charisma besides Lance Storm.
I follow Lance Storm on Twitter. He's kind of a dick. I'm not going to lie.
Doesn't surprise me.
To people to talk to. Yeah. If I can be serious for a minute.
Yeah, Chris Benoit, from what people said, Chris Benoit was actually one of the nicest people you ever meet. That just goes to show you what certain things that you put into your body can do to you.
Have you seen a lot of shoot interviews about guys that were in that era about Chris Benoit? I think the worst was a Paul London story, where I don't know if you heard this shoot interview with Paul London about Chris Benoit. He talks about Chris Benoit, like Hardcore Holly and Benoit went to a Denny's, and Benoit was like, "You're gonna fuck this waitress, and we're gonna stand in the closet and jerk off while you do it." And yeah, I swear to God, go look it up on YouTube. And Paul London said he was like freaked out, and Benoit was always on his ass, like making him overeat at every meal for protein. Like they'd force him, like they were at Denny's, and Paul London was like, "No, I just want a waffle," and he was like, "No, he's gonna have a fucking steak and a potato," and just load him up with carbs and shit.
Right.
I've heard Matt Hardy, I think, in interviews say that Chris Benoit, he had to ride with him once, and he was terrified because he was weird. He was just out there, like I don't know. Logan. Chris Benoit fan back in the day? What's your take on the Chris Benoit stuff? I know that's a stat question.
I was a Chris Benoit fan. I think for Chris Benoit, I agree with Michael, I think he was a great worker, great technical wrestler, and I think Chris Benoit sadly, he will go down as what transpired at the end of his life more than what his wrestling career was, which is sad.
Yeah, that is pretty sad.
I hate the fact that that's what it came down to. But his matches with Eddie, Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho, heck, Rey Mysterio, and then he had great matches with Kurt Angle. There's some great matches, on the WWE Network that everybody can view. Maybe, hopefully, one day WWE sees that, it's not about what happened after his life and before what happened. It's more about his wrestling career. In my opinion, personally, I think everything around it, you shouldn't focus on one thing. You should focus on all of it. And that's just me.
Well, yeah, I think Chris Benoit, I think he could go in there with pretty much anyone, have a decent match at best, or worst. Yeah, thanks, Lee, for your question. You want to thank Lee? I know you don't. But
do I ever fucking thank Lee?
Getting a little grumpy this late
I'm not
show.
grumpy, it's just that was a pretty dumb question.
It's like you get a twitch when you hear the name Lee. You two just have this...
Well, how would you like it?
You detest each other.
If he treated you like he treated me, would you like him?
Oh, because, he started it.
He did start it.
How did he start
He's
it?
a piece of shit.
Because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's your reasoning.
Yeah. He's a piece of shit. That's how he started it.
Or I'm going to start a Patreon for everyone to donate, and we're going to try to get Michael therapy. Anger management. So, it's match of the week time. Got to wrap this up. It's been a long show. It's been a long night of wrestling, guys. Real quick, Michael, it's time for my match of the week. And I'm going with some SummerSlam 94. You brought it up earlier. Women's title match. Alundra Blaze and Bull Nakano. I love this. This is one of the greatest women's matches I've ever seen.
So seeing Nia Jax just puts you in that Bull Nakano kind of
First
phase,
of all,
doesn't it?
Bull Nakano is 10 times better than fucking Nia Jax. And don't ever have a potty mouth like that again. Bull Nakano was excellent.
Same
if you ever watch her AJW matches, or All Japan Women's, it's Women's Only Federation from back in the early 90s, she was phenomenal. Fired from WCW for cocaine possession, and then she became a pro golfer, and now she's lost a bunch of weight, and she looks like a different person, but she was great.
How's her hair look?
Normal. Not like Don King.
No?
No. But this match, the Medusa, what can you say about Medusa? Did you love you some Medusa?
Not
some
really.
Alundra?
No.
Really?
I never even thought she was hot.
Logan, were you into Alundra Blaze? I'll say Medusa, not Alundra.
She always kind of struck me as like a man-faced mom. Like, I never thought she was hot.
As a wrestler. Way to go.
As a wrestler, I thought she was kind of sloppy. Like, yeah. I thought if you put her in that All Japan Women Wrestling Federation,
she was over there for a while. She was in Japan.
I always
for a
thought
long time.
I thought she was very robotic in the ring. If that makes sense.
I thought she was good.
I thought that she was more robotic with all her moves. It was kind of.
This may be the first match of the week we've ever had that's a disagreement.
Well, I'm not saying
it should be a match.
I'm not saying the match was terrible. I just didn't really care for Alundra Blaze or Medusa, whatever you want to call her.
We got to see if Logan even remembers this match from SummerSlam '94. Do you remember this matchup?
I wasn't born. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I will do that in the next couple days. I will do that.
Well, now that I feel elderly as shit, this match. No, sorry.
Well, it makes sense.
I'm not sure Logan's age. I don't know if he wants to say it on the air.
12?
He's not 12. Will you be serious?
I don't know.
We're not going to ask Logan his age. It's nobody's business. But, yeah, you got to check this out. You got to check that pay-per-view out. We talk about a lot of old wrestling. I don't know if we let a lot of people know that, but they should know that within 2 minutes.
Tell us about the match, Travis. It's your match of the week. Come on.
No, I don't want
to.
Well, have a great week, guys. We'll see you next week.
Travis over here throwing a hissy fit because evidently I stepped on his toes by asking him to tell us about the match.
Why don't you tell us about the match? Since you can do it so much better.
See, you get so offended off of nothing.
Off of nothing?
Yes. All I said was, Well, tell us about the match, Travis, and you want to
No,
throw
it's all
you
about
got your
delivery.
hand-
And it's,
you
why don't you tell us about the match?
Well, you
It's
said-
documented.
well,
It's Memorex.
You
It's
sat
not
back
live.
there in your chair like a pissed off 7-year-old with your arms crossed because you didn't get any candy.
Oh, I said the show's over. Have a great week, guys.
Here he fucking
We'll
goes.
see you next week. Just kidding. It was a good women's match. It was good. There were moves. Somebody won. It was Alonzo Blaze won. They had the rematch they lost. You fucked me up. God damn it. You ruined my match.
What? I just wanted you to tell us about it.
What's there to say?
You got all butthurt.
What's there to say at this
You got all
point?
butthurt about me asking you to tell us about the match that you picked for the match of the week.
I don't want to do it now.
Jesus Christ.
You tell
Good
us.
back and forth match, guys. The backstory on this was Bull Nakano was actually the champion for this, wasn't she?
I don't know. Was she? Because I'm not saying anything about it.
I'm pretty sure Bull Nakano was the champion for this.
Pretty sure you're on your own on this segment, so
Okay.
stop looking at
Well,
me.
Bull Nakano won this championship in the Tokyo Dome.
That's not the match that was described. That's not what we're talking about. You went off topic.
I'm talking about the backstory.
That happened after.
Oh.
Yeah. Way to
So
fuck up my fucking match.
Well, if you
of
would
the
have
week.
told us about the match like I asked you to, we wouldn't be in this fucking situation.
What the fuck?
Christ.
You can't even do one thing. You can't.
Jesus
You
Christ.
can't even be a co-host.
You expect me to remember Bull Nakano matches?
Yes. That's
What?
why you're a slam pig.
Jesus
You're
Christ.
the peanut
remember-
butter and I'm the jelly.
I
You're
remember-
not being on the bread right now.
What's your goddamn match and you want me to tell it?
I want you to be on board.
I'm on board.
Let's do it. Well, don't.
Fucking tell us about the match, for Christ's sake.
Are you done?
I bet. Are you done? Are you done crossing your arms
I'm
over
pretty
there?
sure all the listeners are done.
Did you get your candy?
I didn't get my. It's not Halloween. It's right around the corner.
I know.
It's a No Mercy
You're throwing
time.
a hissy fit like you didn't get any candy.
Who else has a birthday around No Mercy?
I do.
You do. And you're gonna celebrate it.
Why? My son's gonna be born right around then. I have no birthday.
All the more reason.
Jesus. Are you gonna tell us about the match?
It was a good match. It was a good back and forth match. There was a submission match that I think it's the only match I've ever seen them until Paige did it. The Paige move. But this was way better than when Paige did her little submission move where she bends him in a pretzel.
Mm-hmm.
Remember this?
Yeah.
A lot of throwing them by the hair.
Yeah.
That shit was brutal in the 90s and the
Yeah.
80s with the women. I can't believe you don't like this match.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Oh.
See, you're so fired up about nothing. Like, you just-
Really?
you-
Go back at 27 episodes and see if I haven't had a reason to have a little content.
I'm just
You
saying.
treated every guest like shit. And it's my turn on
Have I ever treated
27.
you like shit?
Turn it up!
Have I ever treated you like shit?
Every day. I
Oh,
talk to
here
you.
we fucking go.
Every
Now,
time
now he's the battered and abused brother. Here we go.
No, you really don't. But it was a good match. That was
Thank
my match
you.
of the week.
For
I think we've
fuck's
hit the
sake.
end of the road like boys to men.
Yeah.
I think I used that in my other podcast the other day.
Yeah.
Shit.
Way to be original.
At least I'm ripping myself off, right?
Yeah.
Logan, man, thank you so much for joining us. Tell everyone one more time we can check out Future Pro Wrestling and where we can find you.
Yeah, you fucker.
I'm on Facebook, YouTube, just on the search bar. And guys, I will be back. Clash of Champions.
You
I
don't
think
have
they
to.
changed the name. They took out the Champions out of the pay-per-view name. I will be back for the post pay-per-view review. Guys, tonight's been great. We saw
Wish I could say the feeling was mutual.
championships tonight.
We did.
Yes, we did.
Wish I could say the feeling was mutual, but not having the greatest show tonight. Everybody's jumping down my fucking throat.
Well, I'm a little fed up.
For fuck's sake.
It's time for me to shine a little bit. You outshine me with all your anger.
How do I outshine you? You're the
You
one doing
always drink a big thing of Hoovy juice and then you have some Ricky Morton fire.
You're the one over there doing your fucking other shows, fucking going on other people's podcast shit, and I'm outshining you?
You got a point.
Yeah.
Got a point.
I think I deserve an apology.
You're not going to get one.
Well, that's just classless.
Are you ever going to give anybody a...
Classless.
Classless.
Why don't
Logan,
you
man,
try having some class like me, okay?
Why don't you let
Being a
Logan plug his
being
stuff?
a professional broadcast journalist and having some class.
Class, not ass.
Class, not ass. Logan, plug your shit.
I wanted to say something real quick. Michael, if it makes you feel any bit better, I actually agree with you on Alondra Blaze.
Thank
and
you.
the only thing everybody will The only thing they will remember her by is the trash
Yeah,
can.
throwing the belt in the trash, yep.
Sadly, that's all everybody will remember. Travis, I'm not trying to, take a shot at you or anything.
You want to go too? Really? Is it everyone just turn heel on me?
No, Travis, listen.
I'm just kidding. I can see why people wouldn't be a big Alonzo. I'm not saying she's even in my top. Well, maybe my top.
She's in the Hall of Fame.
She's in the Hall. Well, Could be Ware is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
So,
point.
Go ahead, Logan.
I think Michael's right about a little bit of it, and I think you had a great pick on your match of the week. But Future Pro Wrestling Entertainment, YouTube, Facebook, you're gonna see me at Clash of Champions, and you guys forgot something. The next pay-per-view for SmackDown is
No Mercy.
No mercy.
That should be the build-up promo.
No mercy.
Great game, by the way.
Top 3 wrestling games.
WWF No Mercy.
All the best are on 64.
Yeah.
All of them.
I still have my 64.
Really?
Yep.
Is it put away?
Yeah.
Why'd you be playing that shit? You got No Mercy?
You got no mercy?
Because none of my games work.
Well, you're always accurate about your games.
Yeah.
Thank you, Logan, man, so much for joining us. We will catch you at Clash of Champions. It feels weird that Clash of the Champions is back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why are you giving me that look now?
I'm not giving you a look.
You want to go off on a sour note? Or you want to be
fucking Christ. Here you go. All I do is sit here. I'm not even saying anything, and the guy's giving me shit, people. This is what I have to deal with every week. You want to talk about a moody fucker like Chris Benoit? This guy.
Oh, now I'm Crispin. Now I'm going to murder my family and you. Great.
Well,
why you got to go for the worst wrestler?
Well,
that
you're
ever
on
lived,
that road.
as far as a person.
Well, keep it up.
You couldn't have called me like a Randy Orton. He's kind of a prick, but he's not a horrible.
You're gonna be all CM Punk about shit over there.
Oh, now I'm an asshole.
Well, I'm just sitting here letting you talk like a professional, and you go off on me for no goddamn reason.
Do you want to take yourself home? You want
Jesus.
to episode 28, Michael?
It's coming up.
It's coming up.
This is 27.
I know what it is.
Okay.
It's been almost 2 hours with
All
a friend Logan.
For fuck's sake.
For Logan Myers, myself, Michael, take everyone home. We'll see you guys on 28.
Bye.
Take them home. Put them in your car. Really?
Bye. Guys, my tag's always at the end of each video. Why don't you take them home?
Have a great week, guys.
Have a great week.
You fat dude.
Hey guys, Mike here from the Slam Pigs Podcast, reminding you, as always, check us out on Twitter, at Slam Pigs Podcast. Check us out on Facebook, the Slam Pigs Podcast. Or, as always, check us out on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. Hibiki TMD is where it's at. Until we meet again, oink oink.